You just left. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all. To everyone attending, however you are attending, welcome to Eastrose Fellowship Unitarian Universalist on this lovely and warm Sunday. I'm Charlene Woods, your worship leader for today. Today's speaker is Reverend Suzie Matranga-Watson, one of Eastrose's community ministers. She just retired after being a chaplain for more than 24 years of ministry in healthcare and prisons. She's excited for the new adventures that await. Today, Reverend Suzie will facilitate a fun community building exercise where members will discuss the following 3 questions. What does Eastrose mean to me? What can I do to be a steward to Eastrose? And how do we build community utilizing our strengths? We are so pleased you joined us this morning. I would like to extend a special welcome to those who may be joining us for the first time, in person or online via our YouTube channel. Welcome, and we hope to see you again soon. For those online later in today's service, we will share joys and concerns. If you wish to share a joy or concern, you can write that joy or concern in the chat. Your joy or concern will then be shared with the congregation at the appropriate time. For those of us here in the chapel, please silence your cell phones and refrain from texting or surfing the internet as we enter into a time of devotion. So let's first turn and greet one another. You can stand up and look at the clock where the people on YouTube can see us and say hi to them, and then spend some time saying hi to one another. It's nice to have all those voices limbered up for the group discussion later. Everybody's rowdy for Mother's Day. Eastrose is located in the homeland of the Upper Chinookan people, whose territory spread across the life-giving plains and wetlands of the Wapato lowland along the great river between Troutdale and Kalama. We acknowledge in particular the Multnomah Band of Chinooks, as well as their neighbors and frequent visitors to the area. The Chinook have never been recognized as a tribe by our federal government. This means they have no access to a recognized reservation or to various services such as health care, or the formal corporate right to have a say in the use of ancestral sacred lands or over archaeological excavations or cemeteries. The Chinook Nation is reaching out to us for support in spreading the word for their desire to be a recognized tribe by the federal government. For more information, you can visit their website, chinookjustice.org. Even in the most broken places, there is room for love. Becky Brooks. Mother's Day is complicated. Joyful for many, yes, but complicated. It's right there on the calendar, even if your mother has died. Even if you've been told yet again that you're still not pregnant, or if you've never been more scared than you are right now because you are pregnant, it's Mother's Day. Even if your own mother's priorities included everything but you, there's going to be a Mother's Day Google Doodle with flowers and pink stuff. Even if you have scars, ones you can see or ones you can't, it's Mother's Day. That cake mix commercial is going to roll out 4 times an hour, even when you can't stop shaking and crying because you can't believe you slapped your little boy today. It's Mother's Day. And we all have to live with that in these silent, breathless moments, because even when the baby dies, it's Mother's Day. And so let's go to church. Let's be a church where we can acknowledge how difficult it is to have this day right alongside how joyful this day can be. Let's be a church where we don't pretend there aren't inky depths of space between us even when we sing. Let's be a church that fills the space between our differences with love, because even in the most broken places, there is room for love. We can be that church. Come, let us worship together. We begin our worship service with the lighting of the chalice. We kindle this flame with love for mothers and for mothers past, present, and future. We kindle this flame in celebration of community and its generations. We kindle this flame with respect and support for the greater circle of life which we all are a part. Thank you, Reverend Suzie. Opening words today are from Leah Ongeri, The Complexity of Motherhood. On Mother's Day, let us mark how beautiful and complex it can be to mother and be mothered. To those who have mothered, we thank you. To those who rejoice in the work, the role, the presence of mothering and mothers, we celebrate with you. To those who are in the thick of parenting children of any age, we appreciate you. To those who experience loss through infertility, abortion, miscarriage, adoption, or running away, we mourn with you. To those who have lost their mothers, we grieve with you. To those who have endured abuse at the hands of their mothers, we acknowledge you. To those who experience pain at the marking of this day, we witness you. To those who are single moms, grandmoms, stepmoms, foster moms, adoptive moms, mentor moms, and spiritual moms, we need you. And to those who are pregnant with new life, both expected and surprising, we anticipate with you. May we reflect with gratitude on the wide spectrum of mothering that happens in our lives and in our communities. Now, if you would stand, if you're willing and able, and join us in our opening hymn, Bright Morning Stars. It's in the gray hymnal number 357. That's 357. The words will also be up on the screen, and we will sing verses 1 through 3 only.
And I will play it through for you once.
Thank you, Mary.
one person coming up at the moment. However, this is a story for everybody, too. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. That's good. I'm glad you're here. You know what I'm going to talk about? Probably not, but I'll tell you. I'm a mom. You know how I became a mom? I didn't have a baby in my belly. Long time ago, when well, this might seem like for you when I was old, but when I was in my 20s, I wanted to be a mom. But I realized that I was too young. And so I had to wait a little bit to kind of grow up and do things. Because you know what? Being a mom takes a lot of responsibility. It's awful fun most of the time, but it's a lot of responsibility, you know? You have to feed kids, make sure they're okay. So I decided when I was 20, and then later, that for me to be a mom, I wanted to adopt. Have you ever heard of adoption? You know what it means? I'll tell you. Adoption means that somebody had a baby or children, and they couldn't raise them anymore for a lot of reasons. And so those kids are available for other people to adopt, and they can be their moms and dads and grandmas and all sorts of people for them. And I wanted to adopt because I saw that there were lots of kids out there that needed a good mom to raise them. We all need love, right? Yes, we all need love. So I set out to adopt a child. I was single. I didn't have anybody with me. I didn't have a partner. I didn't have a spouse. So I decided to adopt a child that was older, that was going to be in school. So we missed the whole baby infant kind of situation. And when I was writing my paperwork to adopt a child, I had decided I wanted somebody 8 years old, up to 8 years old, between 4 and 8. And my hand did something really weird. I went to make 8, and out came the number 9. Is that weird or what? And I looked at it, and I thought, oh well, I'll just leave it. Well, guess what? I eventually got a little girl, and guess how old she was? She was 9. Her name was Mary. And I got approved to adopt Mary. Guess what also happened in my life? I met my spouse, Jude. And Jude and I decided, we kind of got together a little before Mary came, but Jude moved in shortly after Mary moved in, and we became a family. And later, we adopted another little girl, and her name was Candy. And so we had 2 girls who we adopted, and we became their moms. And guess what? My life was never the same. There's lots of joy, and laughter, and other things in my life because of them. But I am so glad that I wrote, or somebody helped me write that number 9. So Mary came into our life. My girls now are old. They're 41 and 46. That's old. I didn't get that much older, but they did. But guess what? Even though they're old, I'm still their mom. And I love them. And today is Mother's Day, and I got 2 texts this morning from both of them wishing me a happy Mother's Day. So in the long run, life is good. And so what you can do today is go give your mom that extra hug, because today is Mother's Day, and she's special, just like you. Okay, go back.
We've seen our children out with a special blessing as they go to their classrooms. So you'll stand and we'll sing As You Go, and the words will show up on the screen.
Normally we have a bridge, but it's kind of complicated.
each Sunday, we've asked a member of the church to talk about what Eastrose means to them and how they came to be part of Eastrose. And Reverend Suzie asked me to do it this Sunday as part of the testimonial. So I visited Eastrose for the first time approximately 8 years ago. At that time, I had not visited a church in decades, and I was not raised in any particular religious or spiritual tradition. Nonetheless, life circumstances had left me gutted and searching for meaning. I had recently retired and was looking forward to travel and adventure when Lloyd, my husband of 37 years, died unexpectedly from suicide. I walked into Eastrose, an open wound, and here I found a place of healing. A web search had led me to Eastrose, which proclaimed it was a church open to all, including pagans, Christians, atheists, etc. The church's proud proclamation that it created spirituality and community beyond boundaries appealed to me. I did not want to be told what to think. Rather, I wanted to explore with others the mysteries of life. What is a good life? What do we owe one another? How do we transcend suffering? How do we live so we are prepared to die? Here I found others comfortable not in knowing answers, but loving the questions and embracing the mystery. I found a spiritual community, a home. A home built upon relationships that became stronger during times of challenge. When COVID-19 prevented being physically present with one another, we forged new avenues of support and communication. Because everyone valued each other, everyone contributed their unique gifts to supporting this community, and we emerged from the pandemic stronger than ever. It is that love, that care, that commitment that heals wounds and welcomes the newcomer into this place of peace, hope, and acceptance where mysteries abound. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. The offering is a sacrament of the free church. What we mean by that is that we believe it is a blessing to be able to govern and support our religious community ourselves, to make possible by our generosity everything we dream of and do to live out our shared values. Every week, we lift up the spiritual value of generosity by taking an offering for the ministries of this church. Our plate then, as it is passed among us, becomes filled with evidence of that generosity. It is our harvest, gathered in every week from what most nourishes us. We share half of the money collected each week with a nonprofit community partner. This quarter, that partner is Eastrose East County Rising Community Projects, a grassroots organization energizing East Multnomah County residents to create equitable, livable communities centering underrepresented and marginalized people. For those participating online, you can find donation options on the screen or through the Eastrose website. For first-time visitors, you are our guest. Please let the basket pass. Your presence today is your gift to us. The morning offering will be most gratefully received. If you have pledge forms you haven't turned in yet and you want to turn them in, you can also drop them in the basket, and we'll make sure they get to the administrator.
sing hymn number 123 in the gray hymnal, Spirit of Life. This is for You by J. Raymond.
To the mothers who sacrificed so much that a part of themselves became the core of us.
To the mothers who worried through the night, arose before the sun, and dressed us with affection.
To the mothers never resting.
To the mothers pinching pennies.
To the mothers juggling impossible odds nonchalantly.
To the mothers burnt from both ends and running out of wick. This is for you.
To the mothers who dropped their own dreams and devoted their lives to ours.
To the mothers who fought silent wars never spoken of.
To the mothers who stitched and sewed, worked themselves to the bone, kept our stomachs and souls full, and turned ordinary spaces into warm-hearted homes.
To the mothers too hard on themselves.
To the mothers underappreciated.
To the mothers raising gentle beasts.
To the mothers raising compassionate warriors.
To the mothers raising conquering heroes. This is for you.
To the mother hens and mama bears who you dare not cross.
To the mothers who cheered loudest when we won and loved harder when we lost.
To the mothers who wore every uniform, carried us, cradled us, comforted us, fueled our fiery dreams, directed and captured our most cherished memories.
Pinned Polaroids across our hearts, sent us out into a cold world armed with graceful strength, and waited anxiously for the phone to ring.
To the mothers who left the door open.
To the mothers who pray aloud for us.
To the mothers who are still waiting.
This is for you. To the mothers whose lessons linger like fingerprints, we'll make you proud.
To the mothers whose voices still echo through us, we will turn your words into music.
To the mothers who made us into artwork, we're creating a beautiful life in your honor. All of this is for you.
I just want to thank Keen for bringing the lilacs. I stand up here and I smell them, and they're just like, oh my gosh. So maybe after the service when we get coffee, you might want to come up and get a nice whiff of spring. I will be collecting all of that information. If I have any questions, Put your name, if you were the scribe, put your name on that piece of paper. So if there's a word there that I can't figure out, or don't know what you're talking about, I can call you and ask, and that would be really helpful. How was this exercise? Yeah. You know, we as Unitarian Universalists, we like to talk, and we like to share our opinions, and we also like to be heard. And so I just want to let everyone know that all those things happened and will happen from this. And this may be something that once our new minister comes in this summer, she may want something like this maybe in the fall also to get more ideas, different questions, but for her to get to know what our wishes are, our needs. I want to thank you all for coming here today, because I know that, like I said, it's Mother's Day, and people have other commitments, and it's going to be a hot one a little later. So I'm going to turn it back to Char.
We're doing a hymn next, aren't we, Mary? So, Sleep, My Child is in the gray hymnal number 409. Stand if you feel like stretching. And the words will also be over song. As we extinguish today's chalice, let us look at the words of Mary Harrington and reflect on them. We have come together today in praise and thanksgiving for the gift of life itself. Someone gave birth to us, and some of us have given birth. All of us have been mothered in our time. All of us have mothered. Our time today was one of recognition that we arrived from so many places: joy and delight, wistfulness and longing and worry, unmet needs and unfulfilled dreams, loss and sorrow, loss and emptiness, loss and regret. All that life is made of, mothers are made of too. Today we sang the songs of many, mothers who are single parents, foster parents, mothers who relinquish their young out of necessity, mothers who found their heart in adoption, mothers who left their children in 1,000 ways, mothers who rejoice, and mothers who mourn. We sang the songs of the grandmother, the auntie, the classroom teacher, the Sunday school teacher, the babysitter, the neighbor with endless cookies and time. There is a kind of love we cannot live without. It is never too late, no matter our age or situation. Let us continue to sing a song of gratitude for all the moments of being known, being cherished, being found.
The benediction is by Kathy A. Huff. Our connection to each other and this community remains. Our time in this place may have ended, but our connection to each other and the community remains. Together, may we walk the path of justice, speak words of love, live the selfless deed, trod gently upon the earth, and fill the world with compassion. Until we meet again, blessed be and amen.
Now to announcements. And Cynthia, I believe you have an announcement from the board.
Actually, I'm just going to do it from here.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'll have two. One, the first announcement is about our nursery. Just this morning, John has hooked up, we have a smart TV above the piano in there with the remote, and it's set up for YouTube. So if in the future, families with little toddlers and babies who are getting restless can go back there and still watch the service. So, and we'll have to put that in pedals so people know. And from the board, I would like to say a couple of months ago, we had a very important decision to make, what we're going to do about our canvas. This is a really important time because we switched from a calendar year for our fiscal year to July through June fiscal year. So it was a big change. We had to go through a 6-month adjustment and then start up. Plus, this is our first year of being, since whenever, a long time ago, being lay-lit. This is a really, really important task. So it came down to, we knew that Suzie Matranga-Watson was the right person for this. The only person, really. And I just thought, I said, okay, I'll ask her. I had no idea how to do that. So I sent her an email so that she wouldn't say no immediately on the phone. And I put in there a big ask in the subject line. And laid it out, and I said, don't respond for a little while. Sleep on it, think about it, ask me questions. She said, okay. I swear, within 4 or 5 days, she said, okay, I'm in. And I just want, from the board and from all of us here, thank you. It was a lot of work. It was very creative, and you have done it so pleasantly, too. Thank you. So.
That sure takes courage to open an email that says a big ask. Now everybody knows if you get an email from Cynthia that has the subject
I'll change it.
She's sneaky that way. Other announcements, mark July 9th at 3 o'clock, which is a Sunday, for the picnic with the UU Mount Hood Cluster of Congregations. It's their yearly picnic they have. It'll be at Port Marina Park in Hood River. They promise a good time for all. Eric, oh, he's not here right now. He's getting coffee ready, it looks like, is our point person if you want more information. That's a ways away yet, but July 9th, picnic for all to have some fun. Information about next Sunday's service. Our speaker will be Terry Barrett, who will talk about could be good. It seems like all we get is bad news, but if we take another look, we could find that the good that we just haven't noticed yet, or maybe there is another way to think about it. Terry will bring some down-to-earth ways to find the good, past, present, and future. Sounds like a good hunt there. And after next Sunday's service, in honor of our canvas finally shutting down, there will be cake and punch for all. So come hungry and thirsty, because there'll be cake and punch after next week's service. Anybody else have any announcements they wanted to tell people? Yes, Keen.
Just one quick comment. June 17th in Melbourne, here in the evening, Saturday night. Mark your calendars. Let's get everybody here and just enjoy a very good evening with very good storytelling in honor of Father's Day.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Can we get that in pedals?
I'll get it.
Yeah,
I've been building, if I put it in too soon, people don't read it anymore.
What time is it?
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Jerry.
Hi, I'm Sherry. Last Saturday, I went to a plant swap, a different plant swap, and I had plants in the back of my car, and I forgot they were here until I parked last Sunday, and they were in the back of my car, and I thought, oh no, they're gonna fry, so I put them on the top of my car, and I was facing the bushes there, and when I came back from work, they were gone. And I just wondered if anyone actually saw them and thought they were gonna just save them and figure out whose they were when they got back.
Well, I didn't hear what thing was it?
It was a little flat of just potted plants and stuff.
Oh, no.
And so, okay. Oh, well. They were all free. I got them. That's all. But I thought someone thought, oh, they're good. Well, they definitely would have died in my car because it was hot last Sunday too. But okay. Anyway, I was just hoping someone would save them for me, and then they would find it. Okay.
Well, I hope they found a good home and good Friday.
Yeah, hopefully they found a good
nice soil.
Okay.
Yes, Eric.
So our Eastrose hikes every Wednesday. This was not really a hike, it's more of a stroll through Peninsula Park Rose Garden, after which we'll find a restaurant on Alberta Street to go to. Now, it's going to be a very hot day, so if it does happen, we're probably going to have to meet quite early to get out there. So just a heads up, and maybe if people are interested to hike, we can talk about it.
Great, thank you. Yeah, Susie.
I just want to do a clarification for our speaker next week. Terry Barrett was a member of our church for a very, very long time, and then she and her family moved up to Squim. But she pops down here every now and then and graces us with her insight, and it'll be a good service.
Thank you.
Plus, there's cake afterwards.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to pass on? Okay, I think that's it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day, and happy Mother's Day.
And come see me to take me to Karen and Patience.
And for those that were scribes, will you give me